Look at this. I fell over a log. I had been over the log at least 3 times, and then I went back over it again, and this is what happened. It's really swollen. No. Alright, it's the second morning. I did not sleep very well because I had a very upset stomach. I think it's from all the backpacking food. It just doesn't sit well with me for the first few days. So we're packing up right now and filtering water, and then we'll be heading out. Eating and walking. This is a part of our life. So yesterday when we were on our way to Hawk Mountain Shelter, we saw a trail maintainer, and we asked him about a stream like shortly after Hawk Mountain Shelter, because on Gut Hooks it says it's a unreliable water source. And he and his, I guess it was his wife, said, oh no, it's not good. You'll barely get like a scoop of water, yada yada. So we are like, okay, cool. So that's why we got our water at Hawk Mountain Shelter, and then kind of fell into this like just set up camp and go. But now that we've passed the stream, we've passed Hightower Gap, and I guess it's the mountain, that stream was completely fine. I think there's been enough rain in this area that majority of the water sources are going to be flowing just fine. So hindsight, I wish we would have just pressed on and gotten water from there. I think we've passed 2 water sources, right, so far? Yeah, so I mean, I think we definitely would have been fine. But I do think that the trail runners,
I think you're just saying it'd be a lot easier though to get water.
yeah, I mean, it would be a lot easier to get water from Hawk Mountain Shelter. Okay, yeah, that's probably true. But Hawk Mountain Shelter water source isn't very deep either. So whatever. But I think they just like to keep all the hikers in one area, which I understand that, especially with it being like, you know, the first couple days for most of the thru hikers. I totally understand that, but I do wish that we would have moved on. We've had to do some adjustments on our packs today, just because they were rubbing on our like not our hip bones, but kind of like the side of our butt bones. Bone, whatever. And I think that kind of like may have contributed to my IT band issues yesterday. But we'll see. We adjusted it and feels a lot better. So we're going up, I don't know what mountain this is, but yeah. Well, I'll let you know if the IT band keeps hurting. I did take some ibuprofen, and yeah, otherwise I'm feeling good. So yeah. You?
I'm just hungry.
Hungry, yeah, we're always hungry. We're hiking up Sassafras Mountain. And let me tell you, this thing has some sass. I keep hearing gunshots. Probably the military. I think it's like Army Rangers or something. Anyways, so we're at the top of Sassafras Mountain. It's quite the uphill, but I think I'm more scared of the downhills than I am the uphills. But it's really pretty. I don't know if I've said this before or if John, whatever, has said it, but we are hoping to get to Woody Gap. We would like to get to Lance Creek. We'll see how far we get. How far do you want to get?
Well, you just had at least to Woody Gap, but preferably to Lance Creek.
Right.
We'll see how we feel when we get to Woody. And start from there.
Yeah. And there's bathrooms at Woody Gap, so that's always a plus. But Lance Creek would be awesome. Tonight.
Yeah, that way the next day we can go up and over Blood Mountain and past Neil, whatever it is.
Neil's Gap. So what is the temperature going to be tonight?
I think the low is like 48, 45.
And then tomorrow it's supposed to get really cold.
It's supposed to drop into the 30s overnight. Not Sunday, but Sunday night. It's supposed to rain Sunday, and then Sunday night temperature should drop when the front comes through, and then it starts going back up after that.
Yeah. So we would like to get as close to Blood Mountain as possible.
Yeah, Sunday's gonna suck.
It's cold weather, so we'll keep you posted.
Okay, so I haven't been recording anything or talking very much at all, just because I've been hiking. But I like to fill you guys in on us losing our bladder cap. Can't speak. Our water bladder cap back at like Long Falls or whatever it was called, the first waterfall you run into. We lost a cap to our water bladder. Luckily I brought a spare, so that's still good. And then our first mistake, we've done our first mistake so far on the AT. Well, whatever you want to call it. We stayed a night at Hawk Mountain campsite last night, and the shelter, not at campsites. And we picked a spot, a tent site, downwind from the Privy, which was a huge mistake, and we'll definitely not be doing that ever again. That was rough. Luckily, it wasn't steady blowing on us. It was just every now and then we'd catch a nice whiff of it. But
right. The point was to be by the Privy
because Amy,
your girl here, she goes potty all the time.
got the bladder of a squirrel.
So, but even if I was to find the Privy,
What happened there? Somebody look at this.
what happened?
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
Do you see how off those sticks are? They're like 6 inches apart.
I don't know.
Wow. We were trying to get at least to Woody Gap today. We've done that. And now we're making the final push of 1.1 miles to Lance Creek. And after this, we need to try to slow down because we're just not ready to be doing these miles yet. So it's hard to slow down though. Like, I start going up these mountains and it doesn't matter who's leading. We're like pack mules running up the mountain. There's no stopping us. And then we get on the other side, we're like, oh, we gotta slow down. But I do that every single mountain. So I don't know, we gotta figure that out. We have to slow down for at least a little while.
Well, we have to slow down for me.
Yeah, Amy's IT band has been giving her problems today. We've had to stop a bunch of times for her to stretch it out. But hopefully that will be okay. We'll roll it out and stretch it really good tonight. So we'll see how it is in the morning. And tomorrow we do Blood Mountain and Entenio's Gap. See you later.